What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update of John Jewett, going upwards of 250 pounds, yet maintaining a crazy off-season body composition. In fact, this isn't even a proper off-season for him just yet. Now considering the fact that John was competing as a 212 bodybuilder up until the middle of 2023 and how far he has come in terms of transforming his physique in the last 1.5 years. That is just so unprecedented, and that should be appreciated. Now, Hadi Choopan and Derek, they are the prime examples who had the greatest careers in the men's open after switching over from the 212, because there is nothing greater in bodybuilding than winning the Olympia title. Now, John is also making a name for himself among the list of those guys who successfully made this transition from the 212 into the men's open class, a bigger class, and still he did so damn well. And the most amazing thing about John is that he does all the prepping by himself, and the man does an amazing job at that. He is one of the most knowledgeable person in the entire pro league right now. Now, John did absolutely superb at his Olympia debut last year. In fact, he outperformed many bigger guys on Friday, and had he maintained that same look from the prejudging to the finals, John would have placed top 10 at his Olympia debut. Now he continues to put on more quality mass, more lean muscle tissue on his frame, but at the same time, his waist is still exactly the same as it was back in the 212. In fact, his V-taper, his X-frame, his aesthetics, they have become even better after his transformation. So he is the reigning Van Pro champion, so maybe he can defend that title, but we expect to see him back on the stage around that same time this year as well. Every now and then, one of the greatest of all time, the 7 times Mr. Olympia Heath, he posts a physique update, and one cannot help but wonder why there just couldn't have been a better nickname for Phil Heath than the Gift. Those are one of the greatest genetics in the entire bodybuilding history. The arms in particular, they are at such a high level, even though the man doesn't even train them regularly. And this isn't just the case after his retirement. He did not do a proper arms workout, even when he was the reigning Olympia champion. And even right now, they look so damn good. And the crazy thing is that he doesn't even follow a structured meal plan. Now, Phil has been retired for 5 years now, and he has done a wonderful job in maintaining an amazing and muscular physique. So, he weighs about 20 to 30 pounds less than what he weighed at the peak of his career, because there hasn't been any time when Phil weighed 250 pounds or higher on the Olympia stage, because he just did not need to be that big. Now, here is a video comparison of the top 3 from the Olympia 2013, which by the way Phil himself considers the best physique of his entire career. And you can see how crazy Phil's symmetry looked, and the man was just so untouchable in his prime. He also had a streamlined waist at that time, and we cannot really blame Phil Heath for trying to get bigger from that point onwards, because Big Romy was being portrayed as the next big thing from 2014 onwards. And Rami was also an absolute freak of nature. So how great Phil's arms are still are. Many of the active IFB pros, they would love to have those arms of Phil Heath even today. Now, would Phil have won his 8th Sandow in 2019? Because that was a weak lineup. I guess we will never know. But that was a great chance missed by Phil Heath. The breakout star of 2024 in the men's open bodybuilding, Martin-Fitzwater, have set up big goals for this upcoming season, like making a lot of money, making a name for himself, and being very successful in bodybuilding overall. But the important ones, they are gonna be on a bodybuilding stage. He knows Nick Fokker is coming back for redemption. He also must have heard the rumors that the former Miss Olympia, Derek Lunsford, has also shown great interest in doing this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. But that hasn't shaken his confidence even a tiny bit, because Martin himself wants to win that first ever Pittsburgh Pro Men's Open Bodybuilding show. That of course is his first goal of the year, and his second goal, an even bigger goal for this upcoming year, is that he wants to place top 3 at the Olympia this year. I guess if he beats Derek and Nick in Pittsburgh Pro, no one is gonna question his ability to place top 3 in the world. Because beating Derek Lunsford, a former Miss Olympia, who by the way is still very young and in his prime, that would just put Martin right up there to fight for Olympia title even this year. Now, 2024 could not have went any better for Martin. Some of us did expect that he's gonna be in the first Olympia callout. But top 4 in your first ever Miss Olympia, that was beyond anyone's imagination. So he basically has earned this right to be very confident for 2025 season, which by the way of course is gonna be more challenging year for Martin because this time he's gonna feel some pressure, unlike last year when there were just no expectations. Plus the fact that we have guys like Andrew Jack, who Martin was able to beat this year. Now it will be very interesting to see how he compares with some of these guys, even Nick Walker, if the mutant brings his all-time best to this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro stage. Next up, we have an update from the reigning Miss Olympia, Samson Dauda. Just look at the size of that man doing those cable curls. So the whole bodybuilding media that was mostly focused on his back because that was the main area of concern and probably the biggest hurdle on his way to winning the Olympia title. And he surely brought that up big time, especially that back lat spread. That is one of the best in the game right now. But his arms, they also became considerably bigger over the last couple of years. And that is something that is always very difficult if you do not have those kind of genetics for your biceps, what we call those peaky biceps. And the fact is Samson never really had them, but he brought his arms up big time in the last couple of years. Now I must say, ever since he parted ways with Milo Sarcev, things started clicking so well for him. Because even 1 week after these guys split up, from the Arnold Ohio to the Arnold UK, he came back so much better. And although Hadi Chopin did win that show as well, but unlike the Arnold Ohio, it wasn't perfect scores for him at the Arnold UK. Now Samson was also criticized for doing France Pro just 2 weeks prior to the Olympia last year, and people even said that he's scared that he isn't gonna make top 3 at the Olympia, and that is why he's entering his show 2 weeks prior to the Olympia with a weak lineup. But that was just a picture perfect strategy by Samson and his wife to get the feedback from the judges and just peak 100% right for the Olympia and be the first man ever from UK to win that sundown after Dorian Yates. So everything still seems to be going so perfectly for Samson Dauda. As far as this upcoming Arnold prep is concerned, and if he improves on that Olympian look, it is highly unlikely that anyone is gonna beat him, including Derek and Andrew Jack. Look out for this guy Lorenzo, who made his pro debut last year in Italy against the likes of Hunter Labrada and Andrea Presti, and he also had a great rookie year as a pro. And the man is just continuously improving under the guidance of his coach, Patrick Tour. Now he's a work in progress, and he was able to put on a great amount of muscle from 2023 to last year, and his standout body part, that was without any shadow of a doubt his chest, because that was a crazy chest development that Lorenzo has got already. Now his body doesn't have the best X-frame, as he still needs more outer quad sweep on his quads from the front, but I'm sure him and Patrick, they're working on his quads as well as his back to showcase a better physique in 2025. Now if I'm not mistaken, he placed 4th in Italy just behind 3 guys who are all Olympians. So Lorenzo is off to a great start. So we're looking forward to seeing a bigger and better package from him in this upcoming season. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.